Testing 1, 2.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to T-Area High School's field for today's girls soccer game. It's going to be a doubleheader, but first the girls soccer game against the Brookings Bobcats. We will be back. We'll turn it over to public address announcer, the voice of the T-Area Soccer Titans, Tommy Tomahawk Tosh. He'll introduce you to the starting lineup. We'll do the national anthem, and then we will join you for the game. This is a red and white team, but it is not Brookings. It is Yankton. And I should know that as I visited with the coach a little bit, and I see both of their beautiful coaches parked over in the middle school parking lot. So Yankton Gazelles versus the T-Area Lady Titans will join you after the national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to T-Area High School. In today's contest, we welcome our visitors, the Gazelles of Yankton High School, and our team, the Titans of T-Area High School. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. However, respect is to move all head, wear a fish flag, and put your right hand over your heart. T-Area Choir Director Janice Gilbert will lead us in the national anthem. All active duty military personnel or veterans not in uniform may salute the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Thank you. Schools participating in this event are members of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. They have adopted the rules under which this game is conducted. Their strong commitment to excellence, fair play, and sportsmanship are all vital to this event's success. Remember to cheer in a positive manner and to be respectful of the official decisions. And those officials for today's game are Luke Acker, Cesar Cortez, and Kyle Norberg. They are licensed, registered by South Dakota State of South Dakota High School Activities Association, and they have worked hard to learn the rules and administer them at this event. And we request that you respect their honest efforts in officiating this contest. Now let's meet the starting lineups. First, for our visitors, the Gazelles of Yankton High School. A senior defender number 3, Tessa Gillis. A senior midfielder number 9, Eleanor Johnson. Sophomore midfielder number 10, Eden Wolfbrand. Junior midfielder number 13, Ava Haar. Senior defender number 16, Chloe Foot. Sophomore forward number 18, Ayana Becker. Senior forward number 19, Chloe Blum. Sophomore forward number 23, Jocelyn Elwood. Sophomore forward number 27, Aviana Seiler. Junior defender number 30, Hannah Kruger. And number 99, your goalkeeper.
Perfect.
Ilana Monin. Assistant coach for the Gazelles is Kellen Mulder, and head coach Tyler Schuring. Now the Speed Beach side Irish for you, TAHS Titans. A junior forward number 2, Mackenzie Thompson. Senior number 9, Kendra Nielsen. Junior midfielder number 10, Ellie Glaber. Senior defender number 13, Maya Newhart. Senior midfielder number 19, Chloe Wilson. Sophomore defender number 23, Kate Giles. Junior midfielder number 25, Sage Hoffman. Senior forward number 26, Kaya Leekander. Sophomore defender number 33, Abby Ringo. Senior goalkeeper number 37, Abby Munson. And senior defender number 38, Reese Hammerquist. Assistant coaches for the Titans are Jasmine Simmons and Brooke Piper, head coach Mark Anderson. We would also like to say a big hello to our junior Titans at the game today, and we do appreciate it. Best of luck, teams. It's time for some high school soccer. Again, a reminder, if you'd like to watch the live, if somebody wants to watch the live stream, all you gotta do is go to YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, there were our starting lineups and national anthems, courtesy of Janice Gilbert, T-Area High School teacher, recording artist, and we are about ready to get underway. T-Area Lady Titans 3-0 on the year against the Yankton Gazelles, 3-2 on the season so far. And this is our first soccer live stream that we've ever done with a couple of commentators, and I brought in, making his debut, Chris Murray, local soccer expert. Chris, thanks for coming in today.
Hey, thanks for having me, Shad. It's very excited to be here. I've never done this before, so I'm anxious to see how this is going to turn out.
Me neither, but I tell you what, I've done wrestling, and I know nothing about wrestling. Our producer, Andrew Griffin, he helped me through wrestling, and when I first started announcing soccer, PA soccer, I didn't know anything, and Andrew helped me out and taught me a lot about soccer, and so he got me through wrestling. He's going to get me through soccer.
Well, I coached it for a few years, so I know a thing or two, and my daughter played last year, so I know a lot of the girls. So,
yes, you were person number one when we were going to do this. I was like, that's who I'm going to get.
Well, and, I'm flattered. I probably watch more high school soccer than anybody in the state, including coaches. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. You think that we're going to see a good one here today?
I do. I think that these girls are pretty evenly matched athletically. I think that they're both going to pressure the ball. I think the big thing is going to be who handles that pressure the best. Thompson
bringing it up the sideline, junior for T-Area. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach this. I'm going to treat this kind of like you're going to kind of teach us a little bit about the game here. I know those throw-ins, you don't want to throw to the middle of the field. You want to throw down the sideline one way or the other. Is that correct?
I think it's kind of optional at this level. I think when they're younger, throwing it down the line is preferred. But if they can handle an aerial ball or a throw-in in the middle, and they don't have a concern of turning the ball over to the other team, I think it's perfectly fine.
Sure.
Just find the open person.
Yep. Chloe Wilson there, playing this year, senior. Didn't play last year. Played on a. I talked to her a little bit about it. Played on a traveling team down in Omaha, and said it's just kind of something she had to do. She wanted to get noticed for college, wanted to play at a higher level, and so she doesn't regret. Of course, the Titans last year won the Class A state championship for the second year in a row, for the third time overall, and she didn't miss playing there. She really enjoyed what she did down in Omaha. And so our three forwards up here, you've got Nielsen in the middle, where she's been all year. Who's that on the right side out there at the 30?
That would be Kaya Leekander, number 26. And then we've got Mackenzie Thompson on the left side playing the 11.
Yep.
One of the things I was going to mention when you talked about recruiting, that's something that a lot of the folks don't know at home. High school soccer and just soccer in general for the girls is way different than the mainstream sports of basketball, football, things like that. And if you want to go to college to play, you've got to do some work and you've got to get noticed, and that's exactly what Chloe did, and had a phenomenal season at Sporting Nebraska down in Omaha. And so, like with high school soccer or soccer in general, you've got to reach out to coaches. But in basketball, football, if you're a good player, they will find you.
Sure.
In soccer, that's just not the case. There's just so many people playing it, and the coaches just can't get out to all the games and see everybody play. So getting noticed is huge.
Yeah. So you got to do some self promotion.
Yeah, very much so.
And maybe have your coach do that as well.
Very much so. Yep, for sure. And that's both at the high school level and the club level.
Yeah, I know when we've had other athletes in other sports, I've reached out to of course I've asked the athlete and the parent before, that they've wanted to play. Can I reach out to some area coaches? And it works out better than I thought. Just I tell them I've seen them play about every game, and what kind of kid they are and what kind of student they are, and it's worked better than I've thought. So.
Yeah, it's very, very important to have those relationships and be able to have the chance to talk to coaches, and you do have to do a lot of self-promotion.
Yeah. So these T-area Lady Titans, there's Wilson, hoping to get it up to.
That's a good ball.
To Nielsen. Yankton defends, gets it back. Nice feed by Chloe playing midfield, and I've noticed. I talked to Chloe's dad before, and he said, our strength maybe is our midfielders, and I don't think he should talk about his daughter. But I've noticed that's kind of been the case every year for us. Is that true? Is that where Mark likes to put his stronger players at midfield?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a strategy that Mark employs, but I just think that really, to be honest, T has kind of an embarrassment of riches in terms of players. There's just so much talent from 1 all the way to 20, and that's the beauty of it. But it also can be a curse too if you're going to do some tinkering and try to see who's going to perform in any given night. You kind of play the hot hand, and that can be kind of tough too, because you just got so many girls that can come in and pick up the slack if someone's having a bad day. But yeah, the midfield has always been very, very solid.
Yeah, you look at last year, Afton Murray. Before that, you've got Chloe or Josie Bardsley.
Sydney Sherwood.
Yep. Just always seems like we've got really good midfielder. And I'm going to ask you this. Is that the most underappreciated position or one of them in all of sports?
I would say no. I would say the most underappreciated position in soccer is probably defensive line. And this team has always been very, very solid. For example, last year, they went 12-3-2 on the year with 6 shutouts, and in 17 games only allowed 23 goals. And
wow.
that's huge. And when I coached, we always had the mantra of if they don't score, they don't win. And that holds true, I think, in high school soccer for sure.
We're about 6 minutes into this one, and you talk about defenders too over the years, that we've had a program of 13 years or so, and gone to the state championship.
This
majority
is dangerous.
Of those years. This is.
She's offsides.
This is looks like it's number 18, Yana Becker. It looks like sophomore from the Gazelles.
And I had a chance to talk to some of the parents from Yankton as well, and Yana has had a lot of playing time since she's been in 8th grade, and sounds like she wants to play in college and wants to go to college and actually play some soccer, so that's pretty cool.
Huh. Well, she's not far from a pretty good program, USD.
That is correct. And the person I talked to is Lucas Johnson, and his daughters both play on this team as well. His daughter Eleanor is number 9, and Lucy is another one that's on the team as well. But he coached Ileana and said that she's been really working hard and has become a pretty dangerous scorer in the past year.
Okay, so we'll have to watch out for her. She's up, left front?
Yeah, left forward.
Left forward up there. Here's Wilson with the free kick after the foul. To the birthday girl, Maya Newhart. Her birthday today. Happy birthday, Maya Newhart.
Yes, happy birthday, Maya. You're making me feel old.
How long had you been involved with these girls?
Well, varying degrees with all of them, but with Kaya and Lou, and some of the other girls, they played for me for years. I coached at Tempo for over 8 years and have been involved off and on doing individual trainings and just helping girls learn how to watch game film and how to make themselves better for probably the last, probably at least 10 years for sure.
Yeah. Good stop there for the Titans. Newhart.
Still kind of feeling each other out in the game here. The ball's kind of maintained in the middle,
Yep.
in the midfield, and just still trying to figure out where to attack and how they're going to get through.
I see down there Abby Ringo, 33. There's a nice ball. Here's Thompson, the goalkeeper, is going to get that one, though.
It's the right idea.
Abby Ringo, 33. Is she a first-year starter for the Titans?
I think she probably started a game or two last year.
Mm-hmm.
She's just a great kid, and I love her. She works hard.
She's scrappy.
Yeah, she is, and she doesn't let her size get in the way. And I think that she's earned the right to start and stuff tonight with her play this year. And I know Coach likes how she likes to push up the field and become an offensive. And there she goes. Oh, didn't quite get to her, but
Is that a give and go there?
yeah, tried that. But she likes to get up the field and put pressure on the defense, and that's something that Mark really likes about her.
Yeah.
It's a good ball.
And the thing with this team is when I initially looked at it this year, I said it might not be as star heavy as years before. Maybe Wilson is kind of the main one this year, but man, they're deep and they're just solid, really deep.
I agreed, and they're tremendously deep. And like I said before, it's kind of an embarrassment of riches, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of another program that we'll see on Saturday in Harrisburg Tigers. They're ridiculously loaded again this year.
Yeah, state champs last year.
Yep.
Favorites this year probably.
In my book, they are. That's for sure. I think T, though, will make some noise, and if we can continue to gel and play well together and develop as a unit, and everybody kind of understands their role and does what Mark's asking them to do, I think we'll be right in that mix, too.
Yeah.
Who knows? We could wind up having a rematch.
And that's a Yankton ball. Abby Ringo trying to pull a quick one there. Into the game now for the Gazelles, number 20, Remy Winsloff. Number 7, Lucy Johnson. She's a sophomore. Winsloff's a sophomore. So those two into the game early. Throw in for the Gazelles. Got Reese Hammerquist back there. Solid defender in basketball, solid defender in soccer.
The thing I love about Reese is you never know if she's happy, sad. She just goes to work every day and just plays solid defense and is just a solid leader on this team. Shows very little emotion.
That's right.
Great kid, though.
Yep. There's Giles with the free kick. As the ball went out of bounds off the foot, out of the back of the field, off the foot of the Gazelles. Ellie Clayberg there in the pink cleats. She's going to have a day. She's going to play a full soccer game today. And then she's got a game tonight, volleyball at Sioux Falls Christian, as we see their bus just pulled up to the gym. So pretty fun day, sounds like, but she's going to sleep well tonight.
Yeah, her 2 games are going to be sponsored by Advil, I think, by the time it's said and done.
Nice ball by Nielsen. That is number 25, Sage Hoffman. Both her brothers played on the boys' side and graduated. One played in college.
Both played in college.
Both. Where's
Tobin, I think, is in Jamestown.
That's right. You are right. Yep. Wilson played at Mountain Mary.
Yeah, something like that.
And that roster, when he played there, boy, there was about 20 different countries represented. Ball goes in. It's going to go out of the back of the end zone, almost off the post.
It's a good opportunity. The key for these is to keep them in front of you and try to take the ball out of the air and not let them get by you. It's a good job by Abby.
Ringo gets it up to Thompson.
Pass. Just got to keep it on their half.
See Thompson up there, 2 on the 30-yard line.
Oh, that's a good ball.
And Gazelles are going to get to it. It's number
all right.
23. Jocelyn Elwood, sophomore. A lot of sophomores on this Yankton team.
Yeah, Yankton has had a team that's been young for years, it seems like, playing in 7th and 8th grade. And a perfect example is number 10, Eden Wolfgram, who actually played for me in a tournament and played 3 years up when we were playing club. And
handball down there.
She's a great player. She's probably one of their best players, and to show how young they are, she's only a sophomore.
Yeah. And
she's the team captain. You don't see that very often in high school in AA.
No, we've seen a little bit of everything in A, including girls playing on a boys team. With some of those smaller schools, James Valley, or whether it be Groton, which Groton's actually really improved.
Freeman Academy.
Yep. We've seen teams show up here with 9 players, and we've played 9 to match them. But we're in the big leagues now. This is the first year in AA for T. We've played AA teams for years, but not as an official AA member. So Tuesday night we hosted our first AA volleyball game, lost that to Huron. But Munson's going to get to that one. Yankton trying to control the ball, a little give and go. That was the pass from Wolfgram. Stolen by Clayburg. Wolfgram again versus Clayburg.
Ellie does a great job of anticipating, and I think that's probably some of her basketball background. She's very quick to the ball and has a high work rate when she's in there. They might have missed her a little bit when they played in Watertown the other night, but I think she decided to play in a volleyball match.
Oh, yep, she did. Yep, she's going to try to even it up, not favor one sport or the other, and she basketball player as well. Made 7 3-pointers in the game an 8 a.m. game at the Corn Palace last year.
Wow.
It was a little early for it was a West River team, Rapid City Christian, I think. It must have been a little early for them to defend the 3-point line. Free kick by Kate Giles, sophomore.
On top of being a 3-sport varsity athlete, Ellie's also a 4.0 student, which is incredible.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep. 4.0, A honor roll, National Honor Society, 2-time state soccer champion, state runner-up last year in basketball. So the Titans made it to the state A championship. Played 3 good quarters. We'll just leave it there. And
yeah, we won't talk about that last one.
Plans to attend college, would like to play soccer or basketball. So
nice having choices.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I told her dad 2 nights ago after volleyball if she wanted to be a college volleyball player and wanted to put in just a little bit more work. She's got tremendous hands on the volleyball court and just a natural.
She's just a natural all-around athlete, I would assume. I haven't seen her play volleyball, but if it's anything like basketball and soccer, she's just a natural.
Just like you, Chris.
Nice one. I know better than that.
This is the first game we've ever done up here in a press box with an air conditioner. And here is Kendra Nielsen.
I think that air conditioner needs some work.
Mackenzie Thompson, rather, got that ball. Ringo all the way down the field to 15, kicks it out of bounds.
Yeah, Coach likes the girls to press up and really pressure on the,
Wilson.
An collision. That's going to be an easy one. But
Wilson.
Coach likes to really have them press up and pressure on their back line and try to keep the ball in the back and maybe force them to make a turnover and try to get an easy one off the turnovers.
Who runs the most? Is it the midfielders?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say the only reason that is probably because they're going both directions and they probably get a little bit more playing time percentage-wise per player than the forwards do. Mm-hmm. Forwards probably do. This
Foot
is
race.
Dangerous.
Foot race there. Giselle's going to have a shot on goal, and they put it off to the side.
Great opportunity again for Yankton, and that goes back to that what I mentioned about Becker and becoming a dangerous scorer.
Yeah, that was number 18,
Yep.
Becker. Yep. Just kind of outran the Titans defenders there, and Titans got pretty lucky.
Yeah, I would say so.
We're going to see Lou come into the game. Elena Otten goes by Lou Otten. What does Lou bring to the table?
I think Lou's probably one of their most seasoned players, one of the players that has probably the most experience in big games. I think she plays at a very high work rate. And I think that she just needs to use her skills and her speed and her quickness to get herself in a dangerous position. And if they can find her and get her the ball, she's pretty dangerous in that goal box. And she made that very evident on Tuesday night in Watertown, having 2 goals.
Oh, nice. Okay. Nice option off the bench. We're going to see Olivia Johnson come in as well here in a little bit.
Yeah, the thing that's crazy about a lot of our subs is they would probably be starting on about any other team in the state. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It was nice to go out last year, winning it all the last 2 years in A.
Yeah, it was almost you could almost write a book about some of the stuff that happened with not just last year's team, but the year before when we won the first one before we won the back-to-back, and the one that I think you could easily probably write a book about or do a movie about would probably be the Sydney Sherwood story.
Oh,
it's just I just love that kid, and I don't know if I've ever met a kid who had more guts and heart than that kid to come back from back-to-back years of having a torn ACL, one in each leg, to be an all-state player and a two-time state champion, and it's just unreal.
And in her last game, it went down to goal kicks.
Yep.
And just as it turned out, she was the last one. And if she makes it, the Titans win. Coach Anderson said that he just turned around and started walking. He had no doubt that she was going to bury it, and she did. The last time she touched a ball, it was for a state championship on the soccer field, and like you said, the 2 injuries that knocked her out. Such a promising young player, started playing as an 8th grader, and then she told me she almost didn't come back, and why would you? Who would blame her? But she did come back, and the shot on goal by Newhart. No, that's Nielsen.
And really, that's just a tribute to the player and the person, and I guess really her family and upbringing and stuff, just to have that much heart. And especially when she made that game-winning PK, it was the year before where she felt like she kind of cost us in a PK shootout the chance to go to the state championship because she missed. And I think that was one of the things that really drove her, and she just used that all year and was just an absolutely dominant, spectacular player to watch. Just love that kid.
See her at some Augie events with a camera.
Yeah, she's extremely talented as a photographer. I don't know if that's what she's wanting to do.
Yeah, I get to see her at
Good
some
turn.
hockey
They're
games
starting to get a
tonight.
little chippy.
Yep. Opening up a little bit here. 20 minutes, so we're halfway through, 20 minutes till halftime. It's Chloe Wilson. You'll see her, 19 there with the long hair. She's a D2 soccer commit to the University of Sioux Falls. We'll be wearing the purple next year. Told me she likes the coaches. She just fell in love with it, the coaches. And
I think her best soccer's ahead of her, too. I think that they really got, in her dad's words, kind of got a diamond in the rough.
Yeah. And she wanted to stay local.
Yep.
And so
I think she wants to be a part of building something, and be part of something University of Sioux Falls hasn't been overly successful in the last few years, but they've got some really good players coming in this year, and with Chloe coming next year, it looks like their midfield is about to get an overhaul.
Yeah. And she told me she wants to beat Brandon Barkus. No, she didn't say that. At Augustana.
Hey, really, let's be honest. Who doesn't want to beat Brandon Barkus? It's like you either love him or you hate him. I don't mean Brandon. I mean the Augie. Everybody pretty much loves Brandon, though.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yep. Neat guy. There's a ball going in. Hammerquist has got a choice to make. Out of bounds.
And chooses wisely. That's a good play.
Yes. 19, Chloe Blum back into the game. Also back in, number 9, Eleanor Johnson, senior midfielder. Number 14, Haley Luke makes her first appearance, senior midfielder.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of coaching Eleanor in the past, and her dad, Lucas, and their whole family is just absolutely phenomenal. And Eleanor, being from Yankton and playing for Tempo and traveling with us and stuff, that was a pretty big commitment, but she was always a joy to coach.
Cool.
Doesn't sound like she wants to play in college, but looks like she does want to go to college, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing I think that these girls need to understand is if you don't want to play in college, that's perfectly fine. But at the same time, don't play in college if you don't play in college, don't have it be because you don't think you're capable. Because I would say a majority of these girls at this level are capable of playing college soccer on some level and to some degree, but in the true nature of, I guess, girls this age, they don't have the confidence in themselves to think that they're good enough, and I would tell them they're flat out wrong.
Yeah. Absolutely. Olivia Johnson, junior, former Temple player as well. Her stepsister is on this team, hasn't seen the field yet. There's Kate Giles. Wilson with the ball now at about the 40-yard line.
It's a great turn.
Yeah,
and a great
Hoffman.
ball.
That was Hoffman, senior. Been playing since her 7th, 8th grade year.
I think Sage is only a junior.
Is she a junior?
Yeah, I think she's.
She is part of that junior group. Yep.
Yeah.
Really strong junior group for this team.
Yeah, they're gonna have another really very strong team next year.
Yep. Coming back into the game is going to be Thompson up at the left forward. She wants to play in college.
Yep.
And 3.89 GPA, so another strong two-time USA Cup champion, two-time state champion, youth state champion with Tempo, National Honor Society, Tri-M, Hope Squad, A Honor Roll the last 2 years.
And I think that her fire and her desire and her aggressive play is kind of one of the things that helps kind of set the tone for this team.
Okay.
Not afraid to run through somebody when necessary, and willing to do the tough things that some people aren't willing to do.
Yep. She gets the ball into Hoffman. Nice drop.
There's a shot.
Wilson's going to have a shot off to the left.
Just wide.
For the Gazelles coming into the game, number 3, Tessa Gillis, senior defender. She started, as did Aviana Seiler, sophomore forward at number 27. Becker coming out of the game, gets a breather.
I believe Tessa was second team All-State last year in AA as well.
Okay.
So kind of one of their returning seasoned players. They're still a very young team.
Wilson over to Newhart. Newhart's sister played. Graduated a couple years ago, or maybe last year.
Yeah, she was 2 years ago. She had Sydney always had a knack for big moments. She would do amazing things in the big moments, and won a lot of games and did a lot of great things in state. And
yeah, 8th grader, was starting as an 8th grader along with Sherwood, classmates.
Yep.
That's number 5, Allegra Waltner, a sophomore, getting ready to check in.
And that would be Afton's cousin.
Oh, that is?
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Yep, that is correct. She's playing for Dakota Alliance now, and her team actually was USYS National President's Cup national champions, which is incredible.
Okay. Where was that at?
I believe they played that down in Kansas.
Oh.
And they had some very hot weather and some very, very good competition, and I believe that's now the 3rd team from Dakota Alliance to be national champions for President's Cup.
Yeah, outstanding. Clayburg. Here's Giles to Wilson.
Good shield.
Midfield. Drop to Hammerquist. The hammer. Johnson.
Like to see that pass be a little stronger. Gives the defense time to move.
Sure. Now here comes Allegra Waltner.
Number 5, Allegra Waltner.
Allegra is one of those kids, too, that really doesn't yet have any idea how good she is or how good she can be. And I think she's just going to continue to work, and she's going to figure it out. But she's got some bright days ahead of her, too.
Yeah, just a sophomore. Wants to play in college. Tri-M, 3.9 GPA. And, yeah, she won the USYS President's Cup in 24.
I'd be interested to find out what this team GPA is. It's pretty crazy.
I know last year, I think it was last year, every basketball player was on the, I think, either the A honor roll or whatever it's called, the President's List, the real high one. So this team looks like it's...
I know when I talked to some of the girls, they talked about the role of excellence. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but maybe that's what you're talking about.
Okay, yep, that's what it is.
It could be. I have no idea.
Avalon Thompson checking in, and I know this from watching Avalon when she was younger. She has one heck of a leg. I mean, we've seen, I think it was Garrettson, had a girl soccer player play on their football team, and that's maybe what Avalon Thompson could do if she chose to do that. I know we have a strong kicker on the football team, but I just remember Avalon ever since she was little just having a big leg. Checking in for the Gazelles when it's time, 13, Ava Har, she started. Number 20, Remy Winsloff. Number 30, Hannah Kruger, a junior, she started. And 18, not a very long rest for Jana Becker, the sophomore forward. We hope to be joined at halftime by, if they're available, either one of the boys' soccer coaches and player. Maybe. We will see. And then at the boys' game, we're going to talk to Coach Mark Anderson and a player that he's going to choose to bring up. So,
Number 16, Avalon Thompson.
Avalon's another one that's not afraid to use her body and really uses a high work rate and hustles to the ball. That's what Mark likes about her, and she has a knack for scoring as well.
Sure. And she's going to play front mid. Here's Thompson with the ball. Johnson, Libby Johnson. Avalon Thompson, 3.8 GPA, in case you were concerned. We are at about 10 minutes to go until halftime. And we are now, as of this year, we are a Pepsi school. And so a lot of happy Pepsi fans, a lot of Mountain Dew drinkers are happy. And I had a taco in the bag the other night. That was very good. I don't know if they serve them out here at the field.
Now you're just making me hungry. That's not right.
We've got a long ways to go.
Yeah, we do.
I've spent a lot of days up here, as has Griff, our producer. A lot of days back when we had steel metal chairs to sit on and no air conditioner up here.
Those metal chairs might just be still here. I'm not sitting on one.
That's when I would PA and I would do a JV game and then back-to-back boys games and girls games. And
in no air conditioning.
No air conditioning. And some of these days have been, they've been hot. And then we get the flip side of that. We were doing a football game one night in extremely cold and windy weather, and standing behind us, we see the superintendent. And so immediately what goes through my head is, what did I say? And then she sees us kind of looking back at her, our game crew up here. Here's a ball by Chloe Wilson.
Oh, just over the bar.
Just over the bar. Wow. She did that in week 1 and scored from about 25 yards out.
The one thing about Chloe is you talk about having a leg. Some kids are blessed with one leg that's a cannon. She's got 2.
Yeah.
And you can't hardly tell if she's right-footed or left-footed. They're both so good.
And touch.
Yeah, for sure. She's worked her tail off.
Well, Superintendent Lowry, the good news is she was cold outside watching the game, so she said, do you mind if I come in here with you guys? And
it's good pressure from Heidi. I think I was having nightmares last night about saying something like that, where somebody would have to come up and escort me out of the building.
I've been close. I was making a rundown of players that are
Shield.
Here comes Munson. Good job by Hammerquist, right?
That's
just
a good job of Abby to come off the line and get that ball out of there. That one could have been dangerous if she wouldn't have come out.
I was assessing the rundown of next year's football team or what soccer team or whatever it was, and I had a hot mic. I left my mic on.
Oh boy!
And Mr. T, as I call him, the unofficial mayor of T, Mark Peterson, quickly ran up to the press box and let me know before I said anything bad. Thank goodness.
Mark's one of those guys. If you don't like him, there might be something wrong with you.
That's right. We did some statting last year in basketball, and that was a blast.
Speaking of that, that's something that has been a rub for me for a long, long time. And I don't mean to pick on T area high school, but being a AA school now, I think that we need to start doing a much, much, much better job of keeping stats, for these games, both the boys' games and the girls' games. To me, it's almost inexcusable when you've got a team that's won so many state championships, both on the boys and the girls' side, and you can't even tell a single statistic from last year's season. I could, because I'm the one that did it, because I went through and watched every single game again on game film, and just kept track of goals and assists and shutouts and things. But there's more stats that can be done than just that, and I just think that we need to step up a little bit in that, because I think it'll help these girls get noticed and recruited into college.
I agree, and I know he used to do it. I know he used to do it, and I think I even helped him one year a long time ago. And it's just finding that person that can make it to the games. This is kind of an early game today, and then make it to some of these farther road games that we're going to have in AA. And so,
well, and be honest, it's not easy to find somebody that's a quote-unquote soccer expert, because I don't consider myself a soccer expert at all, and I don't know how to keep the stats. So I can tell you what a shot is, or a shot on goal, or a goal, or an assist, but some of the other statistics that are out there, I don't have any idea.
Back when I was doing it, helping him out just briefly, he wanted to record a stat for stops, so how often you stop a ball handler's progress. I thought that was pretty neat.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be good. I think even just having number of passes and completed passes and stuff to kind of talk through, to show your passing accuracy and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
They look for switches too.
Switches, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or unforced turnovers, if you want to go. Oh, that's an easy one.
Free kick by Wilson. Quick. She wastes no time. It's kind of like international basketball, where you can just throw the ball in and out of bounds. You don't have to wait for the referee. Lou Otten looking for a ball handler. That ball handler's been working, though.
Yeah, she's been getting her steps in. They got a few. Well, maybe they just have the one out here. Maybe they need to get a couple more.
They've got a couple on the other side, but I think just one over here.
I hear that job pays really well, like a candy bar and a pop or something.
Candy bar, pizza slice, and a soda.
There you go.
And a good view of the game. You get to hear them talking.
Yeah, you got the best seat in the house there.
There's Newhart.
Both of these teams are playing pretty solid defense and not letting a lot of opportunities. So it's going to be whoever capitalizes first, it looks like to me.
Goal kick,
or
Gazelles.
makes a mistake.
And Yankton, as you know, Chris, home, of course, to the NFL's all-time leading scorer, Adam Vinatieri. A lot of people think it's Rapid City, but he moved to Rapid City. And
you're a fountain of knowledge. I had no idea.
And then, of course, went to SDSU, and then where his nephew also kicked here recently.
Yeah, if you're good at that, that would be a nice job to have in the NFL.
Absolutely. Andrew Griffith does not agree. It'd be too boring.
Hey, I'm pretty sure he hasn't made $8 million in a year to kick a ball, so it's all relative.
The superintendent of Sioux Falls, his son was recently the kicker for the Cowboys for a couple of years. Goal kick, that'll be Kate Giles. Kate's handling this Y. She's handled this every time.
She just has a strong leg. She's makes good decisions. She's got a very high soccer IQ, is what I call it. It's just knowing where to play the ball, the direction, the weight of the pass, and all of that to make sure that the pass connects.
Dask player for a number of years now. Wonderful mother, beautiful, wonderful lady. Her father is, I'm kind of on the fence still. I'm joking.
She was a little bit of a surprise to me when I interviewed the girls last night.
Yeah.
3.9 GPA, wants to go to college, but she said she's not 100% sure if she wants to play soccer in college. And she's that perfect example of someone that 100% guarantee you she could play in college. That's not even a question.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of whether or not she wants to.
Yep. Sister was a volleyball standout, season record holder for most aces for the Titans.
Wow.
And I don't think she had much interest in playing in college either. She's a smart one. I think she's going to be a lawyer. Big sister is.
So are you saying the athletic ability might come from the mom's side? Is that what you're kind of were you kind of leaning on? Okay.
Dad is a cyclist.
Oh,
so,
gotcha.
I mean, what does that take?
That's a little. It's getting a little chippy.
Avalon ran into there a little bit. Nice stop by Johnson. Here comes Wilson. We are under 3 minutes, under 2.5 minutes.
Number 7, Lucy Johnson. I've known her since she was a little kid because our sister played for me, and that kid has got the best smile I've ever seen. And you'll see her out there smiling, and she's just always got that smile on her face. Every time she sees me, makes my day. She just has a big old smile for me. I love it.
Nice pass out there for Newhart. Thoughts on, as we near the end of the first half, thoughts on second half? Any advantage for anybody?
No, I think, like I said, it's what I figured it was going to be like going in. This team played Harrisburg to a 1-0 game, and it came down to, somebody making a mistake or making a play. And I think it's going to be the same way this way. These girls are, like I said, have been young for years, and when you're young for years, you wind up getting a lot of experience and being seasoned players, and they've played in a lot of games already for their ages. So it's just going to be who makes a mistake or who makes the big play.
Hoffman back in for Allegra Waltner. You might hear some voices on the feed. Andrew has a crowd camera out there just so you can get a feel for the crowd and hear the clapping, maybe some other sounds for the game. Picks up some chattering every once in a while. Sometimes it's good entertainment. There's Giles and Hammerquist going back under a minute to play. Giles is going to drop it for the goal, keep him up. Little kickball from Munson.
It's a good decision.
Out to Johnson.
Sage is a very, very strong player. She's been playing for a long time. I remember the first game she got into the game, and when she was a freshman, and I walked over and told her, if you give that spot back now, I'm going to be mad at you. So just keep working, because she works her tail off. And one of the quiet kid, very smart kid, and probably one of the best athletes on the team. She's got a lot of big game experience between club and, again, playing from a young age.
Basketball player and also a high jumper, standout high jumper.
I'm talking about Sage Hoffman.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Hammerquist.
I'm talking about Sage Hoffman.
That's the end of the first half. We are now to halftime. Be about 15 minutes, I suppose, once everything gets settled down, and it's a 10-minute halftime, but once we get the clock rolling. We're going to go silent here for a moment. We don't know if we're going to have a guest or not. If we don't, we'll come back and talk a little bit after 5 or so minutes. 0-0, halftime, Yankton Gazelles, T-Area Titans. Welcome back to half two. T-Area Titans 0, Yankton Gazelles 0. The lights have been turned on. The weather is getting a little cooler out there. And I went down and listened to the coaches talk to the girls. Coach Yasmin said, we might only play 15 minutes here the second half. He said, I'm not sure what the weather's going to do.
Got to make it count.
That's right.
Oh, that's a good ball.
That is a really good ball.
Good job, Kendra. Well done.
Kendra Nielsen down there all alone trying to get possession of the ball.
She's really staying with it. That's awesome.
Kendra was one of the players that was kind of doing a lot of the talking at halftime and setting out some strategy along with Chloe Wilson, Sage Hoffman as well. Coach Anderson just kind of let them have their say. Something that Coach Yasmin, the assistant coach, who someday may be the head coach here, maybe as early as next year, we'll see, talked about passing it back. If you don't have anybody in front of you, he said, we have 4 nice passes, and then the 5th pass, you just kick it up the field. He said, if you don't have anybody in front of you, pass it back, and let's keep working down the field. Be patient.
Yeah, that's great advice, and I think that's huge, and I've seen that a few times this year where they're just so hungry or anxious to make a play, and they sometimes lack purpose. We always say pass with a purpose or have a plan.
Yep.
So, and sometimes the best pass to make is the one to a player that's behind you.
Yep.
You just reset and do it again. So that's very good advice.
Yeah. Nielsen told her teammates they need to pick up the energy this half. So we'll see if
I would
that
agree with
happens.
that as well. That's a good ball.
That is a nice ball.
She
a little
off?
too.
Nope, she's not off. Got a little unlucky. Yeah, I would agree that they need to pick up the pace a little bit. I think they're playing a little bit slower than normal and playing maybe to the other team's pace.
Yep. Maybe with the cooler weather, it'll be easier to play at a faster pace here in the second half. There is Clayberg.
I like that they're getting to the ball before it hits the ground. That's huge on aerial balls to not let it hit the ground.
That just slows it down when it hits the ground.
Well, it's harder to control. It's so that when on aerial balls, you play the ball and you control the ball. You don't let the ball control you. And as soon as it hits the ground, all of a sudden the ball is more in control than you are.
Yeah. I remember when we first got this turf, not a lot of other schools had turf at that time. And we would have a soccer game and the goalie from the other team would run up or a defender would run up and it would take a big old bounce. More of a bounce than they're used to having on grass, and it would go over their head, and it was
For sure.
comedy. Now everybody's got turf, so. And now we probably have to start thinking about when we're going to replace this. It's getting to that age.
Yeah, I think Garrettson replaced their turf last year. So when Garrettson has a new turf field, everybody should.
Throw in now for the Gazelles. Number 23, Jocelyn Elwood, sophomore, midfielder.
She's another one that's been playing having significant time since the 8th grade. So like I said, these girls have played a lot. She's as a sophomore, and this is already your 3rd year of playing. That's a lot of valuable experience.
Yeah.
Oh, a little stronger pass, and that would have been a good ball.
Yeah, a little more air under it. Here's Newhart, birthday girl. To Hoffman. Do they try to get in that triangle? I know the boys have talked about always having that triangle so you have pass options. Do the girls do that too, or is that just a soccer thing?
No, absolutely. I think I don't know if it's necessarily. I just think it's just the way the formation works, and it's kind of like just the basics of soccer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's necessarily like a play or a plan, but that's just how they've played their whole lives.
I did ask Chloe if she was going to play for the team your daughter played for last year, Sioux Falls City, club that my daughter worked for its inaugural, the 2nd season, I believe. And Josie Bardsley, one of our alum, plays there now. And
yep.
A lot of positive momentum from Sioux Falls City, and I've gone to a few games, and it's a lot of fun. And I just hope it keeps. Will your daughter play there next year?
My daughter will definitely be going back to Sioux Falls City. That was a fantastic experience for her, and I think that it really helped her to prepare for the college game. Unfortunately, she's dealing with an injury, and we'll see if it winds up costing her freshman season. But the training that she got and the experience that she got from that, being
Here's a shot.
there's a good shot, being the youngest player on the team after Stella Spitzer left. She was the youngest player on Sioux Falls City, so it was a very good experience for her, and I know she's going to be going back to be doing that next year, especially now that she's done playing club.
Yeah. And some great people are run that. Here's a run out
fantastic.
here.
I think it was the third year in a row they were named the WPSL Organization of the Year or Club of the Year or whatever they call that.
A lot of good things going on there. A lot of good people. There's a ball Munson's going to pick up. Becker was down there trying to get in the goal.
Good ball.
There's a ball. Here's Newhart. No, this is Hoffman.
Nope, that's actually Kaya Leekander.
Leekander, 26. Yep.
Sage made the pass.
Sage
to
is
Kaya.
25.
Yep.
Yep. So.
Yep. Those are the opportunities that we need to capitalize on, because you're not going to get too many more of those in a game, especially if there's potential weather issues.
Yep. Monin back at goal made a nice stop. Hung with that one. There's Nielsen, one of the captains, as you can see on her right shoulder. Senior here at T-area.
Yeah, she's really become a vocal leader for the team and really puts in a lot of effort.
Yeah,
The girls try to follow her a little bit, follow her in that regard.
Yeah. Got to run into our new girls basketball coach down at the field. He's here watching tonight. One of his players will be Ellie Clayberg next year. It'll be our first varsity head coach that graduated from T. So as we get older, we're starting to see teachers that graduated from T coming back, and we've had some that are assistant coaches or middle school coaches, and Taylor Fechner. Of course, his dad won 2 state titles here with basketball, and he'll be our girls coach and a Titan alum. So exciting times.
I think that'll be good for the girls.
Yes. Yep, Adam Shoresman moved on after last year. He's now coaching at Wayne State, something he's talked to me about a lot, and thought maybe his time had passed to try that, but it hasn't, and he's going to give it a shot.
Well, I think that's what happens when you have success. You wind up finding, and you have aspirations to move to a higher level.
Yep.
You got to take those opportunities when you can get them.
Yes. Number 7, Lucy Johnson, sophomore midfielder. Number 13, Ava Haar, junior midfielder. Both check into the game. And coming out for the Gazelles, number 14, Haley Luke. And number 19, Chloe Blum.
It looks like they're going to bring Heidi into the game and see if she can make something happen. She's got a really high motor and really high work rate, and she's just, to be honest, she's just kind of pesky on defense, and she just has a tendency to make things happen. So hopefully she can give them a little spark and give them a little jump start.
Wilson tried to get the ball. That one's going to go out of bounds. Titan ball. They'll throw it in. And now here comes number 3, Heidi Hofer, midfielder. She's a junior. And so Thompson, Mackenzie Thompson, will get a breather. Titans' last game Tuesday, 4-1 winner.
4-0, I believe.
4-0.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Second straight shutout in a row, I believe, for them. 2 goals by Otten. Who are the other 2 by?
They're both by Sage Hoffman.
Okay. So
I believe both on corners. One was a header, and one she just used whatever she could get on the ball to make it go in. So it's great to see those girls score.
Yeah, I know in the opening game, defender Kate Giles had 2, both PKs.
Yeah.
And Dad said she was pretty happy. Someone Also, we didn't see in the first half coming into the game here, number 4, Sydney Stoliker, a sophomore. And coming in for the Gazelles, number 20, Remy Winsloff. She's been in the first half. Stoliker, a track standout here at T, really good runner. I believe one of the 4x100 runners, Coach Griffin. Yep.
Yeah, she told me they got second place in the 4x4, and she got 5th place in the 200 and the 400 in last year.
Yeah.
100, 200, 400.
Yeah,
100, 200,
that's incredible.
I heard her mom, I believe, was a standout in college, USD.
I believe you're correct.
Ran with Coach Miles.
And I would say she gets her athleticism from her mom, too. Don't tell her dad I said that. But Sydney's also a 4.0 student, and I think that's something that it's going to get her into college pretty easily, and she's trying to figure out if she wants to run track or play soccer in college, which I think is pretty cool. Again, nice to have choices.
Yep.
It's tough for her, though, with being a sophomore on a team that's back-to-back state champions and is so deep. Like I said before, she'd probably be starting
right
on any other team in the state.
Yep, here comes Wilson.
This is a good opportunity.
She's got Hofer up there if she wants
She got her.
Off to the side. Here comes the keeper.
Yep, that's the right idea. It's a good
Monin
play.
cleans it up. I saw Principal Colin Knutson down on the field, and he said, "Are you calling the game tonight?" And I said, "I am." And he said, "What are you calling?" He said, "Are you just saying this girl passed it to that girl?" And I said, "I got Chris Murray up there. He's doing all the heavy lifting." There's a give and go.
I'm sure that terrified him all in and of itself.
No, he said, "Well, I didn't want to be the one to tell you you're not fit to call the game." He said, "But if you got Chris, you're probably going to be fine." I know where he lives. He's kind of my neighbor, so. Number 30, Hannah Kruger comes into the game. She's a junior defender, and she's going to throw the ball in right away. Did Adidas now put the logo back on the front of the shorts? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think they just kind of change it from time to time, and I think it depends on the kind of shorts you have. I believe I don't think Yankton has new uniforms. T's uniforms are brand new, and they're really, really nice. But I think Yankton's had these uniforms for a while, so I think it depends on
the field.
Oh, that's a
Nielsen.
good ball. That's a foul. Oh, I'm not sure how that's not a foul.
In the box, too.
Yeah.
Luke Akers said no foul, play on.
Huh. Yeah, those new uniforms are nice. And I was at a West Central game on Saturday watching some former players play, and West Central actually bought new uniforms for the girls, too, that are very, very nice. I was very surprised, though, to see that they are navy blue now instead of the royal blue that they've been in the past. They've got navy. They're almost all navy that have a little bit of royal blue on them, but they have very, very nice uniforms, too.
Their football team did that, went to a navy blue look when the former Titan coach took over, and now he's the Jefferson football coach. And that was odd to me, too, because doing that to such a their football program is among the best. You see the new Titan bus rolling up here, the new wrapped, one of the 2 charter buses.
That's phenomenal. Girls get to travel in style. It's pretty amazing. That's a good move.
Nielsen puts the ball right on the post. Goalkeeper Monin saves it. We were supposed to have the new buses last year, but now when you're getting AA and you're putting in road trips to Black Hills, to Pier, to Aberdeen,
right?
You either have to rent a charter, which they did on those longer routes, but now they have their own buses, and these ones have comfortable seating and charge plug-ins for the girls and boys, and so.
Yeah, they probably have Wi-Fi and everything on those.
Here's Giles and Becker again. Becker got around her last time. Giles shielding.
They've been kind of going at each other a little bit.
I think that's going to be no call on that one.
Oh, no, that's going to be a foul.
Okay.
Yep. It kind of tripped her a little bit from behind. Kate did a good job of shielding her, and she kind of run through her back a little bit.
And now Kate with the free kick. North end of the field. This is Wolfgram. 23, Jocelyn Elwood. And Hammerquist in there trying to prevent a goal. Hammerquist does a nice job using her body.
Looks like we have a corner coming up.
Corner, first one of the day.
Second.
I was going to tell you, too, it sounds like maybe that the Titans could use one of their former players, Emily Morales. I read today that she had a hat trick the other night.
Oh.
In college.
Yes, playing junior college up in the Minnesota area.
Is it Rochester, I believe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, she broke onto the scene her junior year. I remember she had a bunch of goals. Kind of like someone else that you didn't, when Caitlin Coonert did it 3-4 years ago and just turned into a goal-scoring machine. I think.
There it is.
And there's a header. And it was just a lot of time with that ball in the box, and that's what happens. And Munson was going right, and the header took one bounce to the left.
That's a very, very tough play for a keeper, and because you just don't know which way it's going, and that's a tough one.
Yep.
Now the Titans are going to have to really crank it up.
Yeah, as we see 19, Chloe Blum come back into the game, along with number 3, Tessa Gillis. And now Becker comes out, get a short break like she did before. And Seiler will get a break as well.
I feel like Yankton is very, very well coached, too. And I haven't really paid any attention to Yankton in the past, but he seems to have done a pretty good job with these girls, considering they've already won 3 games this year and they only won 4 games all of last year. So they're definitely doing things right.
Yeah. They're looking good here today. We didn't see who got that goal. Public address announcer Tom Tosh, I was hoping he got it too. He was about 6 feet closer than we were, but
that's just a little bit out of my view here, out of this window.
It is. It is. If we find out, we will for sure say, I know Rob Hoffman down there probably saw who got it.
Rob would be a good one to keep stats for this team. Maybe we should.
There you go.
Yeah, he would. He's probably one. He probably is smart enough to know all those different statistics.
Do the Titans play with a little bit more? I mean, it's not always a good thing. They play with a little bit more energy here now, knowing that their backs are against the wall.
That's kind of what I was thinking too, and we'll also see how Yankton winds up playing too. If this helps them to kind of pick up their energy level, or if they just kind of start playing a little more defense, that's a good move.
Nielsen, really nice move, bringing it down 30-yard line. Sends it. Mannen comes out like she has done many times before. We avoided a collision like we had the other night in the boys' JV game, where a Titan JV goaltender ended up losing a couple teeth.
Ooh.
And one was stuck in the knee of the other player. So
I'm not sure she avoided that collision. I think she might have got a little bit of it.
What did she?
Yeah, I think she might have gotten maybe some cleats or something, potentially.
Oh, no. Everyone appears to be okay, so.
Oh, Chad, I thought you were ordering pizza or something. I got excited there for a second.
We've got pizza here. Number 15 for the Titans, Lou Otten, senior, back in, along with number 20, Olivia Johnson, a junior. And now Stoliker will come out for the Titans, and so will Keela Kander.
Yeah, Kaya's going to be, sounds like Kaya's going to graduate at semester and join her college team in January at Bethany Lutheran in Mankato.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool stuff. She's that if you haven't checked that school out, they have probably the best facilities I've seen around, and I don't mean for a D3 school or an AI school. I mean, they have one of the best facilities around for any school.
Wow. Is it a big soccer school or what?
I don't know if it's necessarily a big soccer school. They do have a men's program too, which is kind of unheard of these days.
Yep.
But I think that they're trying to do some good things and with the program. And Kaya was, I think, one of the early commits that they went after. So that's good for her. And I think I'm excited for her to be able to take her game to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's always fun to see these kids decide to play at the next level, and then it's fun to follow them. And now we're getting so many.
Right.
I think a couple years ago we had the most. I think that class had 18 kids that were going on to play, and it was a variety of sports. A Division I wrestler, and there's a penalty on the
becomes an easy one. Oh, no, they're going to turn it over.
Gazelles. This weekend, Well, is it tonight? Does
Oh, that's a
SDSU
good
football
ball.
play tonight? Here goes Nielsen against Monin. Monin's going to pick it up just in time.
Just a little bit too strong into the box for most of our passes.
Yep.
And the keeper's doing a good job of coming out.
Yep. Monin with the kick. Landed about midfield. There is Clayberg, Ellie Clayberg. Kate Giles gets it up to Hoffman over here to Nielsen. And out of bounds. Titans will throw it in. It'll be Newhart. Noah Watson said at halftime, wouldn't it be neat if Newhart got a goal tonight? I said on her birthday, it sure would.
Absolutely.
There's Giles stopping the pass. The drop by Becker. And this is Blum back into the game.
Yankton's doing a pretty good job of controlling the pace and controlling the ball and making some good passes
Yep.
and connecting well.
And we talked about how Coach Yasmin talked about patience at halftime. I feel that's probably why they ended up getting their lone goal here, was the patience that they showed. And they had it in the box for a long time before they got that header in.
And it's always dangerous.
Yeah. Giles header out of bounds. Clockwise, we are under 20 minutes to go in this one, 19:30. We will finish this. We'll take probably about a 20-minute break for the boys to warm up. And then we'll have the boys doubleheader. The boys are a little banged up. Got their first and second string goaltenders. There's
Oh, boy.
Hammerquist, and Becker just got it, and diving
job.
save by Munson.
Great job by Abby.
Boy, you've got to be a little brave and a little crazy to go out and dive for a ball in the box,
Well,
knowing
especially
someone's going to kick it.
Yeah, especially coming off of a torn ACL last year
Yeah.
in the Harrisburg game at Harrisburg last year. I mean, I know it's probably her legs probably healed well, but they say that the mental side of that is the hardest part to overcome, and she sure doesn't show any fear on that for sure.
And an ACL tear is much more common in a female athlete than a male athlete.
Yeah, I'm not
stinks.
smart enough to understand why that is, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Substitutions here. Avalon Thompson comes back into the game. We saw her a little bit first half. And number 23, Jocelyn Elwood, sophomore, she starts. And Becker is hurt. After that play at the goal, she almost went to the ground out of the camera view, holding her left side. And she kind of made it up enough to get up the field, but then she's now
I didn't see what
the
happened,
bench.
but she might have gotten some contact trying to get around Reese Hammerquist to try to get to that ball.
Sure. Drop back to Elwood. She's going to bring it up. Taken away by, for the moment, Clayberg. And now Clayberg sends it out of bounds. 1-0 Yankton. Titans coming into this one undefeated. Yankton comes in at 3-2, but as Chris said, one of those losses is a 1-0 loss to a really good Harrisburg team, the defending AA state champions. Hammerquist up to Wilson. Wilson just gets it up the field. Ball out of bounds, goes to the Titans. Avalon Thompson goes down the field. Kendra Nielsen is going to be throwing it in.
The Titans are going to have to push the pace here a little bit, down to a little under 17 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, they've just have not, a couple of times they've got a little something going, but opportunities just have not been there. So into the game now, back into the game. A few players we've already seen. Thompson, Waltner, and also number 33, Abby Ringo. We saw her start the game.
Looks like Maya might be struggling a little bit with some cramps. She's had a history of having some of those things. She just plays so hard.
Yeah.
Cramps are not fun.
No, and luckily it's getting a little cooler here. Throw in here for the Gazelles.
It's a good ball. I'd like to see the Titans pressure a little bit, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
To kind of try to push the pace, try to get them to make a mistake.
Here's Giles. And our cameraman had to step away for a second, so I'm manning the camera, so my apologies.
You are a jack of all trades. There's no doubt about that.
I did this for the basketball team one time for them to have their film to scout, and I was the worst cameraman in the history of basketball because I watched the game and then didn't understand that I had to move the camera.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what's happening now.
I would be with you on that.
Here's Hoffman, drops it back to Ringo. Ringo, a great kid. Her sister Gracie is the manager of this team. Talked to her briefly at halftime.
Yeah, great kid.
Yep. Here come the Gazelles. So Chloe Wilson, I just wanted to talk. I got to talk to her the other night, and sometimes when you talk to these kids, boy, you have to pull the information out of them, and she just handled it like a professional. It was so good. First time into the game, Emma Watson, Watts, a junior.
Chloe's quite the character, and I could sit here and read off all of her accolades. Would probably take me till the game was over, but just everything from her time at Sporting Nebraska, she was voted the MVP of the 2007 team last year in her first year with the club.
Oh.
She was named Best 11 at President's Cup Nationals. I mean, it goes on
Great
and on
save
and on.
by Munson. Cleanup shot sails over the crossbar. Woo! Munson had a diving save. Go ahead, Chris.
No, that's okay. Being named to the Girls Academy Midwest All-Star team, which is ridiculous. Girls Academy is right, kind of the same level with ECNL, which it's above normal club play.
Okay.
But to be named to an all-star team in the Midwest, when you think about Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, and things like that, and she was named to an all-star team for her age group. And this summer, when we had some injuries and had some issues with Division I college players that had to go to college early, Chloe stepped up and played with Afton's Dakota Alliance team at Nationals and was phenomenal.
Wow.
And so, like I said, and the team was playing a year up. Chloe herself was playing 2 years up.
Oh, my.
And so when you're playing on the national stage at that level and
by
doing,
Thompson.
that's
going to go out of bounds. It's going to be corner kick for the Titans.
You need to capitalize on one of these. But Chloe's always shown the ability to play with anyone she's on the field with, and that's one of the things I love about her, and her motor and her desire and her heart. I think that, like I said, her best soccer is ahead of her, but you'd have a hard time finding somebody that works harder than that kid on and off the field.
Yeah, wouldn't you know it? She didn't tell me any of those accolades. And
Well,
probably wouldn't surprise you.
Yeah, I just gave her a sheet of paper and said, start writing. and she's also almost a 4.0 GPA. She's a 3.98.
Yep. Her corner kick went in.
Corner kick, Titans.
Another corner kick.
Like to see Sage or somebody get their head on this one.
Her dad, Phil, he's a pharmacy rep. Her mom is a dental assistant.
Yep.
She's got a brother,
That's
Devontae,
it.
pro boxer.
That was it. That was the one. That was Sage, too.
Good. Jaya, her older sister, is done with college now, works at Universal Studios.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then Chandler, he's a fifth grader, her brother, and he's going to probably be one to be
He's
reckoned with.
Yeah, he's a stud. It's everything he does, soccer and football.
Yep.
He's just a stud. But, yeah, Jaya's done amazing things, leaving South Dakota, going to Florida by herself, and she's just absolutely blossomed and thrived. And it's just really fun to watch these former T-Area Titan graduates do the things they love.
Jay is a great kid. Chloe's been working out lately doing hot yoga, which sounds insane.
It sounds awful. I'm not going to lie.
Here goes a run out again. Becker and Giles. We've seen this earlier. That might have been off of Giles.
I felt like I did hot yoga today when I mowed my lawn. That was awful.
Mine's waiting till it cools down. I'm not even going to try. So corner kick for the Gazelles, and it's going to be Elwood handling that.
Well, I had to mow mine because one of the neighbor kids got lost in my yard.
I asked Chloe what her TV binge is. She said lately she's been watching classical Disney movies. She said of Coach Mark, he's put a lot of trust in me. He gets the team ready. He's been a great coach. He's had her since the 7th grade, and he sees us more than just soccer players, she said.
Yeah.
There's Munson cleaning up.
Yeah, that's really true. It's family.
Yep, Mark and Sherry. Her pregame routine, she wants to get up early, make sure she's not sleep deprived. She eats oranges or granola, and of course her playlist. She also said she can tell Coach Anderson just genuinely cares about her.
Yeah.
As a person.
She's made all the sacrifices that you would want someone to make that's just committed to her craft. I mean, driving 3 nights a week to Omaha, to go to practice, and all the travel and the dieting and the hot yoga and the workouts and speed and agility. I mean, like I said, you just can't ask for more out of a kid like that.
Doing it the right way.
Yeah.
She's looking forward to, I asked her who she's looking forward to playing, and of course she said the champs. She can't wait to play Harrisburg. That's happening this Saturday.
Yeah, she's one of those ones that she just wants to play at the highest level. And that's,
When I talk to a lot of these kids, that's the one really telling thing for me is when I ask who you want to play, it's usually the high level players want to play, they want to square off with the big dog.
I've always thought about if she hadn't played at Sporting Nebraska last year, what our high school team would have been. I mean, I don't think anybody would have touched us.
Right. Oh,
well,
absolutely.
except for Harrisburg. Harrisburg probably would have still been a whale of a game, even though they
fans
put it to us pretty good.
Fans getting restless here. Under 9 minutes to go. They thought that should have been the Titans' ball. I asked her how the team's getting along. She said they kind of came up with a motto. Kendra Nielsen, you mentioned she was one of the leaders, was don't take things personally. We're going to tell you, things we want you to do or things you need to do. Mm-hmm. And you just do them and you don't take it personally because we're trying to help. We're not doing it to make fun of you or put you down. And I thought that was really mature. And that's everything in life, whether your coworkers or your bosses. And she said that's gone a long way. 40 girls this year. No drama, she said. And I can definitely see that with the girls that are on this team as we see Hofer back into the game for Thompson.
Absolutely. As a coach, that was one of my biggest pet peeves was drama. And you just got to kind of squash it and not allow it. But it's tough. All these girls are very, very good athletes and very good players. And like I said before, when you have so many good players, everybody wants to play, but there's only so many people that can be on the field at any given time, and got to figure out who the hot hand is.
Best thing her dad, Phil, a former indoor football player, told her is he tells her a lot, don't let anybody punk you because she knows she's smaller. Don't let anybody push you around, and she doesn't.
No. You're going to lose that battle every single time.
Into the game, Ellie Clayberg and Maya Newhart. Ringo sits down.
And we're down under 7 minutes now. I think they're going to have to pick it up. Just even get a tie out of this one.
Get a tie.
Yeah.
There's Hofer to Clayberg. Clayberg now looking for Wilson, but it's going to be knocked away. Kate Giles.
Hey, Shad, I got to ask you, you've been doing this a long time. I probably shouldn't even have my phone in front of me, but I'm having people heckling me on my phone during the broadcast. I think that's just very unprofessional, John Ganshaw.
What is Johnny saying?
He's telling me that he wants me to liven it up a little bit. I don't know if he wants me to sing or dance or what he wants me to do. I have no idea.
Well, soccer is a beautiful game, and I get more excited watching the Wild or the Loons, Minnesota United, than anything.
Oh boy,
that's going to go.
That's going to go in.
No way! Off of a Yankton defender. I want to see a replay.
She passed it back to the
and the goalie was
keeper,
moving
and the
to the
keeper
left.
came out and wasn't there.
And it wasn't.
Wow.
It wasn't a.
I guess Christmas came early.
Oh my goodness!
Christmas in August. Wow.
I never thought the first goal that I would announce on the live stream would be because they kicked it into their own. You always worry about that.
Oh, 100%.
On those drops. And I always, one keeper I felt really confident in was Ali Kakmarinsky. They would drop it to her and she would unload on it. And boy, she was a talent.
Yeah, she was very, very good.
And so there it is, 1-1, 5:53 to go.
That might be another one of those unheralded positions on this field, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, let's see if this does something for the Titans now.
Yeah.
Gets their motors running a little bit.
I was watching the club game with Mark Anderson, head coach of T area, one time, and if Titans can drop this, there's Wilson. Nope.
Looks like Yankton is trying to weather this little storm here and trying not to panic. It's got to be pretty tough after. That's got to be just soul crushing to kick one into your own goal.
Well, I hope John Ganshaw's happy now. Let's liven it up a little bit.
Yeah, I was saying I got a little excited there.
Johnny's a great man. I know he watches
Phenomenal.
all the broadcasts. And
yeah, you talk about good coaches and somebody who's done more for the community than anyone would ever even dream of doing for most people, and just did it without really hardly being asked. He was just always there. Afton and Sydney played on their first soccer team together when Afton was 3 years old. And I think Afton and Sydney were the only two girls at T Parks and Rec playing with the boys, and John was their coach. So I've got some pretty fond memories of those girls playing together and John coaching and seeing some of the antics that some of those girls did when they were kids. I could tell you stories, but we won't. I don't want to embarrass Afton on the air here.
Well, John was a softballer. And
he was a little of everything. He coached basketball. He coached softball. He coached soccer.
So when we won that state title last year in softball, I mean, that was for him and Roger all day long, all the hours that they put in, just like
it's
you
unreal.
and others have done in soccer.
Yeah, it's unreal. And like I said, that's the, I know he would probably agree. I think he was just as big a part of that state championship as anybody.
Yep, 100%. Under 4 to go, 3:58. And 13 comes in for the Gazelles, Ava Haar. Isn't it funny how momentum can change if the Titans do end up tying this one? I think they're going to be happy with that, with how tonight has gone. And hopefully they can pull a little something from this. It's been a great effort by Yankton defenders, especially.
They're, like I said before, that's going to be...
Giles pushed her down.
Yeah, I think she was just going for the header. I don't think it was intentional. Just trying to play the header.
And so we'll keep an eye on the clock. We know we don't have one up on the...
Yeah, I can. That's one thing I can see where I'm at.
3:30.
Did we get a new scoreboard? That is phenomenal.
It's a new video board, and
my
it's going to do a lot of great things.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
New video boards, new buses. We've had air conditioner in the press box, carpet in the press box, new basketball floor, new video boards indoor. Craig Clayberg, athletic director, that's his daughter, number 10. He's taken over. He's our first ever full-time athletic director. Boy, he's done a lot of stuff.
I don't think anybody realizes either how much that man works. I'm not sure he sleeps, to be honest. I don't know if he's a vampire or what he's got going on, but he's here every single day, early in the morning. He's at every single event. He's closing the place down and locking the door behind him and the whole 9 yards every single day at every activity, which is unreal. Somebody get on the end of that. Get on the end of that. Oh.
That was Hofer up there, boy.
And Lou was there, too.
A couple of really close. 2:34 to go and counting. And now in the
that's going to be.
We've got to have the speed of Giles here.
Oh
my goodness.
Boy, that was Becker again. Boy, when Lucas told me that she's been working on her scoring and become a dangerous scorer, he was not kidding.
Boy, oh boy, I thought that was
very good.
She has, and she looks like she's hurting again, and she is, and looks like she wants to come off.
Yeah, she's raising her hand.
But boy,
she's giving it everything she's got.
Is.
That's awesome.
2 minutes remaining.
Two minutes. And now she's just going to.
Yeah, we can't be turning the ball over on that part of the field with just under 2 minutes.
Becker, you'll see her at the 25.
Yeah, she might just want to take a knee, let her team get their bearings.
Right. Good job on the far side by Otten, I believe that was, shielding off the defender. And Titans have to keep playing here another just over 90 seconds.
I think they could still squeeze one in here at the end. And
I think both teams look pretty exhausted.
That's what they're going to be trying to. Yeah, I was going to say they've given everything.
Clayburg takes it away, passes it up.
Chance here.
To Wilson. Wilson dribbling it up. She's got 2 on her left. Now she's taking it to the pin. She's going to drop it here.
Double teamer, that's not going to help.
And now that's going to be a throw in for the Titans.
They're going to have to go quick.
Just over a minute to go.
Need a little sense of urgency here.
You bring up a defender, or you can just keep them back?
I don't think you really can because of how fast they're countering. And as long as Becker's in the game, she can run by anybody. So you almost got to keep 2 back for sure.
Titans wanted a corner. I don't think that the Gazelles touch it. Last 45 seconds to go here. Hofer. Clayburg coming up to help.
This is kind of what I expected from this game I've seen Yankton play twice. This is the 3rd time I've seen them play. And they're just very, very scrappy and very, very tough. Giles could be dangerous.
Good job by Giles. You don't want to kick that out of the back of the end zone. 25 seconds to go and counting. When it gets to 10, you'll hear Tom Tosh count it down. One last attempt here for the Yankton Gazelles on a throw-in. About 15 seconds.
Everything's got to be in front of you. Nobody gets behind you. And
just launch that.
That should probably do it.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And a 1-1 tie. It wouldn't have counted. It would have been too late. 1-1 tie, and the Titans will take it. And the Gazelles and the Titans get the same result, but the Gazelles are going to be pretty upset with this one. Yeah. The Titans are relieved.
Yeah, so one of them are shaking. They're both teams just kind of shaking their head right now about that one.
I believe we're going to end this broadcast and then open up another one. So we're going to sign out of this broadcast. If you want to stick around and watch the boys' game, we will carry that. It's going to be, we're just going to close this one out. You're going to have to go back to YouTube and open up a new YouTube page. And Chris, great job, man. Your first one, it was outstanding.
I don't know about outstanding, but I'll take it. I had a blast. It's a lot of fun. I don't know the boys' game as much as I know the girls, but it'll be fun to watch them because these boys are flying around the field. That's for sure. Yeah,
they are. If you joined us, whether it was Yankton or T or someplace else, we appreciate it. For Andrew Griffith, the producer, and Chris Murray, outstanding color man, I'm Shad Hockey. See you for the boys' game.